All right, so I find a few things. That's why I'm updating. So this is again about the TCL 27R73Q display. So what the finding? First of all, I tried to challenge it, and I tried many games, like 15 games, 20 games so far, and I was only able to really challenge it. Where I mean, challenge by that I said testing it on the fastest response time. Where again on the TCL 27G64 it was just terrible, and I was surprised it actually worked well in so many games, including Bloodborne, which actually was surprised how well it is, where I couldn't notice it. I was able to find it. I also play, by the way, in Hollow Knight, so again, no issues whatsoever. I mean, here and there I found some, but nothing. I mean, nothing that is distracting, very, very little. And I think this is because of the curved linear and the way it's designed, and the more smoother gradual gradient type of visualization. And also in terms of contrast, it doesn't really have like the lots of really like straight line when it comes to blacks. When you have straight line in blacks, I'm going to show in a moment, it's much more severe. So most of the games, no issues. And this is a good thing, and you need to remember that. There are some games where fastest, and also fast, by the way, will produce it. It's going to be less prominent on fast, and also compared, as you can see, to the IPS as well. That you're going to find, all right, I'm going to just put it on normal. But the thing is that in most games, it won't be an issue playing on fastest. I mean, I played Predecessor, I didn't notice anything. I played Bloodborne, didn't notice anything. Slightly, but it was very, very playable on the fastest response time. And everything, by the way, on the highest local dimming zones. And I went into a game that I think can be like a benchmark game for testing this stuff out, and this is Void Breaker, released recently. By the way, developed by a single developer, an amazing, amazing game. This was like an extreme case scenario, and actually I see it on the ground when I'm walking. This one has black, you see a floor, but you can actually see when you look, when it actually visible is in the straight lines. You won't see it inside the block, but in the straight line where it needs to be see when there's a gap between the straight line, then you're going to see on faster, then it's very visible. But I'm going to say it's still playable. Don't get me wrong, because you notice it less when it's closer to you. When in terms of geometry, the lines are kind of less narrow compared to something that looks further away from you. And this is why you won't notice it. And furthermore, if you move towards a vertical line, you won't notice it. And if you look, you walk towards a horizontal line, you will notice it. So this is like this kind of a really crazy stuff. But again, if it's further away from you, you notice it less. So this is when, especially, I'm not looking at the flow. Usually you look kind of an area which is open, which is not, you're going to see straight lines in many cases. So you can actually play it with the fastest and will be fine for most people. But this is also on fast. I saw it on fast, not as exaggerated, but still was visible. So if I, of course, turn to normal response times, I won't notice anything. So there is overshoot, no doubt about it, but also fast. So compared to the 27G64, which was like perfect, I would say, I mean, like 99% perfect in fast, this on fast overshoot more. But on fastest, both on fast, by the way, and fastest, in most games, you won't notice it. This is really an extreme scenario. I played like, I don't know, 50 games, even more. And, in most games, I didn't notice anything. And this just shows you that, it's all about, compromises, right? Because what this display gives you over the 27G64, for example, right? Deeper blacks, much like 6.4 times more dimming zones, local dimming zones compared to the 27G64. This means, again, alongside, by the way, much higher brightness, 600 max nits compared to 1400 nits. And it's insane how bright this screen is, especially again in HDR. And this leads to HDR being like something that amazing compared to something that looks really below average on the, let's just call it bad, on the 27G64, which I don't recommend, of course, for HDR content. Now, because of that, because you have such a big difference again between the blacks also and the brightness, things will pop more because again, you have higher contrast. And this means that you're going to see colors pop more and everything just looks prettier because of that in terms of colors. Even if we're just using it for SDR, because relatively the brightness is brighter even in SDR compared to between the two models. So even then, even if this game, I can play it in fastest, and when I'm focusing on the front again and doing things, I'd probably be fine with it. And this is an extreme game. So the bottom line is that what I'm saying is you need to look at the overall picture. What, for example, the 27R 73Q brings compared to the 27Q64. It's just a better screen overall. I mean, fastest, for example, on the 27G64 is not usable. It's so bad beyond belief. I can't do anything. It's just totally, based on my experience, just bad. And this is in many games, most of the games, I'm telling you, like, I only play like this game that I notice it more, and also another game that I noticed just in a few particles, black particles on the side. Other than that, it was great. So I can say, like, I don't know, like 95% of the time you won't notice any issue. Again, even then it's going to be playable for you, because again, this is an extreme situation for detecting this type of inverse ghosting. And the screen is much brighter, more local dimming zones. HDR is amazing. Again, color pop more, as I mentioned. And by the way, I play Valorant and Counter-Strike. Notice anything, so you can play those games on fastest, and probably most, if not all, of the competitive games on fastest, and you won't notice any issue at all. So for example, here I play Counter-Strike. I didn't notice anything. It was just like almost, not almost, pixel perfect to my eyes, right? And I play on fastest. So you can play games like that at the fastest response time. Where it actually matters with such games, it will deliver. And this is a great thing, because otherwise, if you really care about that, with the 27G64, you can't play fastest. You're just going to play on fast. And when it comes to millisecond in terms of performance, although I haven't noticed, by the way, input lag again and other things, it's just, see how everything kind of stacks up together. But at least I can tell you that in terms of response time, again, this is on fastest, and it's playable, not just playable, it's just perfect in certain games, Counter-Strike, Valorant, and so on. Again, everything based on my experience. I don't know if things are partner related or everything. I'm just saying, based on my experience with the screen, that's how it is. And if just in case you play a single player game and you find an issue, you can always, of course, and where actually response time is not really that important, you can even just put it on normal and just, not, it's going to be like, like you're playing on an IPS. I mean, in terms of the no issues, no reverse ghosting issues. Yeah, so this is just an update. So yeah, you see, I'm trying hard to find issues. And yeah, there is an issue, but it's not such a big issue. That's what I'm trying to say. I'm going to test more. Any update, I'll let you know. Consider subscribing. Questions in the comment section. Thanks for watching, guys. Cheers.